good afternoon, Sandeep. Thanks a lot for joining in.
Hi, good afternoon. Pleasure is mine.
I know this has been a busy day, but what we thought is we'll capture your journey over the last few decades and also try to understand what drives you and your entire team at Safexpress to do this innovation. So, without getting into the details, let me get into the first question. You've been in the tech landscape for more than 2 decades. We'd like to hear from you. How's your journey been? What do you think are the key trends you've seen? And what have you primarily learned over the last 2 decades in this tech journey of yours?
Sure. I think this is very pertinent. There have been significant evolutions. I think every 5 year is a transformation, and 10 year is literally like one generation has totally
Exactly.
moved out and another has come in. I've been working for nearly 2.5 decades and plus, and seen at least 3 big waves of generational changes and transformations. I think more than 2 decades ago, now feels like a big lifetime ago. Things were very manual.
Exactly.
All physical businesses, including manufacturing, transportation, etc., were heavily paper-based businesses. The core focus was to get the physical business operations managed, and at that time, the early stage infusion of software applications, etc., were settling in more to be more seen or used as system of records by doing data entries post doing the work. So
Exactly.
work was still very form and paper based, and once in a day fill all the forms into some computer, and overnight some batch sync would happen
Batch
of
sync
the
would
data moving wherever it has to be accessed.
Yep.
I think that was the life, and at Safexpress we are more than 25 years old as an organization, but however, always we have been digitally oriented, always looking at tech and digital as an important backbone of the business. Uh, about 25 years plus, we had this system that I said just now,
Yeah.
as some manifestation where the transactions would happen physically, but data entry would be done and data will be synced.
Yeah.
More about the trip sheets of the trucks which were moving from one to other location. About 18 years ago, we made our first real large digital platform, the core transportation management system, on which the mid mile and last mile business processes started running. Very well thought and powerful, I will say, because that is alive even now, and that is our one of the core backbone system we are running. And then we saw the next waves. I think about 10 years ago, we brought in central business intelligence platform within the organization, because we being how we are, we need to be very data driven, knowing facts of a truck, parcels, location, position, where things are moving, what is the inventory at each one of the warehouse, etc., so that decisions can be made. So we brought in central BI about 10 years ago, and in last 1 decade, it has evolved, and we are absolutely data driven today. However, in parallel, we also had invent of many web and mobile applications coming into play, and that kind of transformed the way we started seeing the value of digitalization across such physical business, where drivers had mobile applications for which they were doing live entries of parcels they were picking. All of this was going into the central system. And we were knowing what is the freight for each one of these way bills or dockets or parcels, etc. From there, we were able to do end-to-end track and trace of the parcels. This has been more the last 7-8 years journey. We brought in barcoding, which was a big enabler for us, where machine is reading rather than we writing manually the waybill numbers or with permanent markers on stickers, etc. I think so. That has been journey. About 6 years ago, we took a big notch up, when we started our foray on cloud, we made our entire first mile application, which thousands of our drivers are using now as mobile app to pick the parcel and make the entries. And we made this as microservices based architecture. At that time, we took everything that was latest and modern, with all positives in design and architecture. Uh, Took a big leap of faith, and I think that has been pretty successful, I would say. Uh, Somewhere, some other parallel new systems also were brought in. I'll say business has driven tech and vice versa. I think it has always been like that. And what has been our experience and journey is very similar to what many other physical and physical businesses,
traditional enterprises,
similar to this. All of them have gone to similar waves of their own transformations, and always there is what we are doing internally, what we are doing with our ecosystem of partners, and integration of partners or integrations with partners, and so with customers, as other sets of ecosystem players. And very important, for the nature of organization and business we are, integration with government systems is more or less like mandatory for all kinds of compliance and transactions, etc. So I think this has been a journey as Safexpress, and I've seen some very interesting leap of abilities and outcomes that we've seen so far.
No, but thanks a lot for sharing that, because obviously Safexpress as a brand in the entire logistics industry stands out. You guys are undoubtedly the number one brand when it comes to logistics from a perspective of B2B. This industry has also evolved over the last, as you rightly said, over the last 10 years or so, with the overall digitization of the consumer facing industry. A lot of new players came in, a lot of peers have kind of went back, but Safexpress has really evolved. I'd like to understand from you, what is it that you're currently driving as a priority for the next 2 to 3 years for your business, to say, we have to be on top of our game, we have to do what's right for our customers. What is it that your priority for the next 2 to 3 years in this?
So this is again, we have defined our own maturity curve in a sense, because we really do not look at our industry peers as competition or try to understand what they are doing. We have our own very large organization to work on. Ecosystem is uniquely distinct in each one of large companies like ours. We have our own journey cut out. So far, we were doing digitalization of processes one by one, and I would say today almost every process at Safexpress is already digitalized. No function is working on anything which is outside tech. There is zero paper that we have in our organization as such. We are doing such big physical business,
it's literally the most hands-on.
It's literally paperless. Our trucks carry a docket of printouts because that is required for audit.
Government.
Otherwise, we literally do nothing where a paper is to be used. So functionally, we have digitalized all processes. However, our next big waves are around integration, cutting across these applications. So BI is one system which is connected to each one of these transaction systems, and we are having BI reports which are driving all roles and functions. However, our next big wave is around what we want to do as analytics, insights, and more intelligent decisioning. So the transaction systems or the web and mobile applications which the users are using, we want to make them more intelligent. We want to make the applications more intelligent by having engines running in the back end. And in order to do that, there are few shifts we are doing. One, we are creating an enterprise data lake to bring in information from all transactional systems and make this a single source of truth. To use this as the primary source for training all the kinds of new intelligences that we want to build. And we have a very well defined set of use cases of intelligence from system for decision making, for recommendations, for pointing out anomalies or exceptions, and creating automated ticketing flows across those. So we have this cut out. So we are creating a central data lake, and parallelly we are also building what we want to do on algorithmic engines, which will work on top of this and integrate back with the applications.
Okay.
Yeah,
got it. Text landscape is evolving very rapidly, and especially in the last 3-4 years, you've seen data becoming AI, AI becoming ML, ML becoming Gen AI, Gen AI now becoming to agentic AI.
Yeah.
How do you see this rapid evolution impacting your plans for the next 3 to 5 years? How do you see you using it, and what are the most important trends you are watching?
Absolutely. I think this is a topic which is both exciting as well as puzzling.
Yep.
At the same time, exciting to see the possibilities, and puzzling to make all those big decisions as the system owners of where to start
and where,
what architecture to choose, how to integrate. And these are important decisions because the implications will be for the entire future. So this is more the starting impression on the subject. However, this cannot be ignored, and we are also very clear that's the way forward for us. We are doing few things apart from what I mentioned just now as data lake and data science related progression. We are looking at looking at workflows that we want to create cutting across these applications and bring in intelligence there. So we are definitely conceiving co-pilots for almost all roles and functions as the future to go. We are definitely clear that the interaction of the user with the tech is going to be and need to be very informal and conversational interfaces. That is second big principle we are already designing all our new applications on, where this will be more chat as an interface, but probably whatever was being designed as a big structured series of front end, etc., and then the application was made, that front end will be gone and this will be just chat as an interface. And that will also be driven through intelligence. There are two other important areas that always come across the moment we get into such a territory. One is around security. How do we ensure security of all sorts? It is about data. It is about privileges of users and roles that cut across. And we have interfaces with customer, with government systems, with partner systems, and internal. So we have too many different layers to secure what we want to do. And then the fourth element is around compliance. We need to still be compliant to laws of land, and those are like mandatory pillars for us when we get into this journey.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot for sharing all these details, and wishing you and your entire team at Safexpress a very brilliant technology future, and hope we keep on seeing you grow leaps and bounds. Thank you.
Thank you very much.